Yusei's eyes snapped open, and a floating blue rectangle hovered above the nurse's head. Inside it, numbers and labels pulsed. A HP bar, a class title. He knew this layout intimately.
I've seen this a million times in Basketball Quest Infinite.
He had poured 9,000 hours into that game, analyzing stats, optimizing builds. Now, his own site had become an RPG interface.
Healer? Her HP is full. MP2. That fits a nurse.
He lifted a trembling hand. Above his own palm, a smaller window appeared. Yusei, LV.1, benchwarmer.
No way.
The nurse told him he had collapsed after a 16-hour marathon, and he needed rest.
I can't rest. I need to see if this works on everyone. Tomorrow, at school, I'll check my classmates. If this is real, everything changes.
The next day, Yusei walked through the school hallway, and above every student, transparent blue windows materialized.
It's not just the hospital. Everyone has stats. This is real.
At practice, Yusei saw the captain's full RPG profile. STR-78, SPD-65, Shot 91, LV.34, Class, Sniper.
Those numbers fit Kaito perfectly. He's the best shooter on the team. Daichi, if you fake right and cut left. Their center always overcommits. You'll be open.
What? How do you know that?
Just trust me. It's a sure thing.
Daichi followed the advice. The defender bit on the fake, and Daichi drove to the basket for an easy layup. Coach Tanaka raised an eyebrow, but said nothing, his gaze lingering on the bench.
I am not just a bench warmer anymore. I am the team's secret analyst.
Over the next few games, Yusei whispered strategies, and the team strung together a surprising winning streak. His teammates started relying on his quiet advice, but Coach Tanaka's suspicion deepened with every win.
Yusei, how do you always know their plays before they run them?
Just lucky guesses. I watch a lot of game footage.
After practice, Coach Tanaka pulled Yusei aside, his patience worn thin.
You are feeding the team strategies. That's not luck. Where are you getting your information?
I just watch the opponents closely, Coach. I notice patterns.
Patterns? You are not even on the court. This can't just be observation.
I can't tell him about the RPG vision. He'd think I've lost my mind.
Yusei backed away, leaving Coach Tanaka unconvinced. The secret held, but the coach's trust remained out of reach. The team's winning streak secured them a coveted spot in the regional tournament.
Now I need to break down every opponent like a dungeon boss.
During the final qualifier game, disaster struck. The starting power forward landed wrong and tore his ACL. Doctors ruled him out for the entire tournament. The team's depth was already dangerously thin.
We just lost our best rebounder. How are we supposed to compete now?
The RPG stats show our remaining players' weaknesses clearly. I can find a way.
That night, Yusei stayed up analyzing footage. His RPG vision highlighted cooldowns and weak spots on every opponent.
If we run a zone defense, we hide the hole. Daichi can crash the boards if I time his energy, right?
Yusei presented his detailed strategy to the team. Coach Tanaka's skepticism only deepened as he listened. The team entered the regional tournament without their star, clutching Yusei's playbook as their only hope. Late that night, Yusei dribbled alone on an outdoor court, streetlights casting long shadows.
My stats are pathetic, but the numbers are finally moving up, just like grinding XP. Every rep matters.
The next day, he slipped into the rival team's open practice, hiding in the stands. Above most players, familiar blue HUDs appeared. STR, SPD, predictable classes. Then his eyes landed on their center. A flickering red rectangle crackled above him.
What is that? Question marks? Hidden boss? That's a real class?
The unknown player's HUD flickered. Special, counter, everything. A skull icon pulsed.
No player has ever had a label like that. This is a real RPG hidden boss.
Yusei left the stands pale and shaking, but with a cold resolve to warn his team. Yusei burst into the coach's office, breathless.
Coach, their center, Jin, his HUD glitched red with hidden boss class and a counter. Everything skill.
Hidden boss? You've been playing too many video games. That's paranoid nonsense.
The coach shook his head dismissively and gestured toward the door.
He thinks I am just a crazy gamer. I need undeniable proof.
Outside the office, Captain Kaito stopped Yusei with a worried look.
Coach said you were spouting some RPG mumbo-jumbo about a hidden boss. What's going on?
Even Kaito thinks I am hallucinating. I am completely alone in this. I have to find evidence by myself.
In the silent locker room, Yusei stared into the mirror, resolve hardening in his eyes.
I'll go through every recorded game until I spot his cooldown timer. The numbers don't lie.
For over 6 hours, Yusei scoured every tournament recording of the rival team, isolating every possession featuring the hidden boss.
Every time after a superhuman play, a red counter flashes in his peripheral HUD.
He zoomed in on the glitched text. Cooldown, 30s in flickering red pixels.
Exactly. 30 seconds. Not a coincidence. This is a hard-coded game mechanic.
Just like in his RPGs, hidden bosses telegraph their ultimate skill with a forced vulnerability phase.
If our team forces out the counter everything and survives the onslaught, he's wide open. This is the key. The coach can't dismiss timestamps and frame-by-frame proof.
Yusei captured the exact frames, noting each cooldown's start and end down to the 100th of a second.
No more guesswork. I have hard, replicable data.
As dawn broke, he left his room, folder in hand, ready to confront the coach with unshakable evidence. Yusei stood before the coach again, a thick folder clutched to his chest.
Coach, I analyzed every game. Jin's counter. Everything has a strict 30-second cooldown.
He spread printouts across the desk, each frame stamped with a red timestamp.
30 seconds. You expect me to believe this isn't just coincidence?
Pattern matches every game. No exceptions. We can exploit that window.
Coach Tanaka studied the evidence in silence, his skepticism slowly giving way to a grim calculation.
If we're down by double digits late in the game, and nothing else works, you'll go in.
The coach placed a heavy hand on his shoulder, a rare gesture of reluctant faith.
He's giving me a lifeline, but only after all hope is lost.
Yusei left the office with the conditional promise, its weight heavier than his thickest playbook. The regional quarterfinal tipped off in a packed arena. Players' blue HUDs swarming in Yusei's sight. In the middle stood Jin, his HUD, a red glitch, hidden boss, skull icon pulsing. Jin smashed through the defense, dunk after dunk, his red cooldown counter flashing with every superhuman move.
That timer just reset. He's already got 3 blocks and 12 points.
The scoreboard glared. Home 42, away 57. Third quarter, 2:31 left. Coach Tanaka's knuckles were white on the clipboard. He spun toward the bench.
This is it. The condition is met.
Yusei stood, dropping his warm-up. The LV.99 on his green pixel jersey caught the light. The coach locked eyes with him and gave a single, reluctant nod. Yusei's foot hit the court. A luminous blue overlay surged through his vision, locking onto Jin's red HUD. Jin held the ball and smirked, his red HUD flaring as he squared up against the scrawny replacement.
Cooldown clock reads 5 seconds. He just burned counter everything. That window of weakness is my only shot.
Jin drove hard with a crossover, but Yusei slid laterally, staying in front, his eyes never leaving the red timer.
The instant that timer hits 0, his defense stat drops 20%. That's when I strike.
The moment the timer vanished, Yusei lunged, slapping the ball away from Jin's hands with perfect timing. Yusei scooped the loose ball and sent a laser pass to a sprinting Kaito, who finished with a clean layup. The bench erupted. Coach Tanaka stared, realization dawning. Yusei's plan was working.
The cooldown pattern is absolute. Just like a hidden boss, he's vulnerable after using his ultimate.
On the next possession, Jin forced another drive, but Yusei drew a charge, sending the hidden boss to the bench with a foul. With Jin sidelined, the team clawed back, possession by possession, the impossible suddenly looking plausible. Jin checked back in, and a crimson aura erupted around him. Counter, everything activated.
30-second cooldown. Survive the surge, then attack.
Jin swatted a shot into the stands, but Yusei's team rotated the ball patiently, refusing to challenge him directly. Yusei directed the offense, each possession bleeding precious seconds off the clock. Jin's expression twisted. The timer was a countdown to his own vulnerability, and he knew it. The counter hit 0. Jin's HUD flickered, his stats crashing. Yusei took the ball, head faked toward the rim, then whipped a pass to Kaito in the corner. Kaito rose. The ball left his hand with a perfect arc and swished through the net. Tie game. The scoreboard glared. 68-68, 104 remaining.
His cooldowns are spent. One final possession to steal this game.
The coach called a timeout with 12 seconds left. The team huddled around Yusei, gasping for air.
Jin's HUD is empty. No skills active. He'll guard me the whole way. I'll draw his pressure, then dish to Kaito.
You want to be the decoy against a hidden boss? Are you sure?
Numbers don't lie. His agility drops 8% after cooldowns expire. I can hold him 3 seconds. Kaito will be open.
You've been right about everything so far. I trust you. I'll be ready at the arc.
Kid, this is your play call. Don't make me regret it.
No regrets. This is exactly why I was given this vision.
The team put their hands together. A unified shout, then took the court for the final possession. Jin set his stance, his red HUD, a dark void of spent skills, his glare fixed on the scrawny analyst, daring to challenge him. The arena held its breath. The inbound pass floated to Yusei, and the final 12 seconds began to tick. Yusei caught the ball, the clock ticking, Jin's red glare HUD locking onto him.
8 seconds. Jin's drop in agility means I can beat him off the dribble, but I don't need to score.
He jabbed, stepped right, and Jin lunged, his defensive stats flickering weakness.
He committed. Kaito's defender is leaving the corner. The shot is there.
Yusei whipped a cross-court pass, the ball a bullet to Kaito's waiting hands.
Kaito's shot stat is 91. Open look. This is the checkmate move.
The horn blared as the ball left Kaito's fingertips. The entire arena frozen in silence. The ball swished through the net. The scoreboard flipped to 71-68. Pandemonium.
Numbers don't lie. The hidden boss is defeated.
The bench warmer had decoded the impossible, and the team surged into the semifinals on his vision. The team hoisted Yusei onto their shoulders, the arena roaring with a deafening, triumphant fanfare.
You saw every move before it happened, Yusei. You are the real MVP of this team. I'll never doubt you again. You are the true heart of our squad now.
Yusei's smile was so wide it hurt, but his eyes instinctively sought the far sideline. Jin stood alone, his teammates around him in shock, his red HUD flickering, then dying completely.
He's staring at me. The hidden boss's red aura has disappeared.
Jin raised his chin, meeting Yusei's eyes across the celebration, and gave a single slow nod.
That nod, it's the ultimate sign of respect. I beat him with strategy, not strength.
A faint, begrudging smile touched Jin's lips before he turned and walked away. The hidden boss disappeared into the tunnel, his red aura extinguished for the final time. The locker room erupted into a spray of sports drinks and roaring laughter. The championship trophy stood in the center, catching the harsh fluorescent light. Amid the celebration, Coach Tanaka's voice cut through the chaos. He motioned Yusei to a quiet corner.
Yusei, I owe you an apology. I dismissed your warning, treated you like a fool, when you were the only one seeing clearly.
Coach, I couldn't explain it without sounding insane. I get why you doubted me.
But I should have trusted you after all those games. You earned that trust long before today, and I was too stubborn to see it.
You gave me the chance when it mattered. That's all I asked for.
The coach placed a heavy hand on Yusei's shoulder, his usual gruffness gone, replaced by something deeper.
This is what acceptance feels like. No more hiding, no more doubts.
Coach, you say, get over here for the photo.
The team gathered around, pulling them into the frame, unbreakable smiles etched on every face as the camera flashed, capturing the moment. As the celebration wound down, Yusei stepped into the hallway, and a woman in a sharp business suit approached him.
Excuse me, are you Yusei? I am Miss Akira, a sports intelligence scout.
A scout? For me?
Your game perception is extraordinary. I've never seen anyone break down a hidden boss like that.
She knows about the hidden boss. How?
I am offering you a job as a professional RPG sports analyst. You'd use your unique vision to advise pro teams.
A job with my RPG vision. This could change everything. I need time to think about this. It's a lot to process.
Of course, take your time. But I think you are going to be a legend in this field.
She slipped a business card into his hand before walking away, leaving Yusei with the weight of the future. Yusei stood alone in the hallway, staring at the business card. The silence pressed in on him.
From a bench warmer who played 9,000 hours of a game, I collapsed and woke up with this vision. I found a hidden boss. Nobody else could see. I studied his cooldowns, proved it, and beat him. My vision isn't a curse. It's the key to a future I never dared to dream of. Miss Akira saw that. She offered me a chance to use it professionally. I can't waste this. I have to say yes. My benchwarmer days are over.
He found Miss Akira in the main lobby, still typing on her tablet, and strode toward her without hesitation.
Miss Akira, I've made my decision. I'll take the job. I want to be the first RPG sports analyst.
She smiled, extending her hand. They shook firmly, sealing the pact that would launch his new life. 2 years later, Streamline Analytics had become the most respected sports intelligence firm in Japan. In a glass-walled office overlooking a pro arena, Yusei watched a live game. Every player tagged with a luminous RPG HUD.
Same vision, different arena. The numbers still don't lie.
He could see cooldowns, stamina drain, hidden debuffs. Details no human eye could catch.
Forward, number 24, has a micro injury. Agility drops 12% in the second half. Time to flag him.
His analysis had reshaped championship rosters. Teams paid millions for predictions that were always right.
From benchwarmer to the league's top analyst. That's a level up no game ever matched.
He removed his glasses, the HUD fading. In their reflection, he saw the shy kid who once sat at the end of the bench. Now he stood at the center of the sport. A quiet legend with a vision that changed everything. He couldn't help but smile, his eyes holding the faint after-image of a level-up notification. Yusei stood before his old high school gym, the evening light painting the entrance gold. He pushed open the door. The empty court stretched before him, the hoops silent. His eyes found the bench at the far end, where he'd once hidden under a towel.
I used to think I'd never leave that spot. Now I am helping teams across the country.
He walked over, tracing his fingers along the worn wood.
This bench taught me how to see. It gave me my level up.
He turned and faced the court one last time, a quiet smile crossing his lips. The gym doors swung shut behind him as he stepped into the bright Tokyo afternoon.
Every level has a beginning. Mine started right here.
He walked toward the skyline, his shadow long, his vision clearer than ever. It began in a dark room, lit only by a monitor, where he poured 9,000 hours into a basketball RPG. When he opened his eyes in that hospital bed, the world had overlaid itself with numbers. On the practice court, the stats of his teammates became a weapon only he could wield. He spotted the hidden boss, a rival with a glitched red HUD, and mapped his cooldown before anyone believed. They laughed at his warning, called him crazy, until the evidence was undeniable. He walked onto the court for the first time, his LV .99 jersey catching the arena lights. He outplayed a legend, set up the game winner, and was lifted onto his teammates' shoulders. Today, from his glass-walled office, His RPG vision guides pro teams to championships. The bench warmer who almost broke became the first RPG sports analyst, a quiet legend. And every morning, when he puts on his glasses, he sees the world in numbers and knows he's still leveling up. Yusei's business card sat on his desk. Yusei Takahashi, RPG sports analyst, Streamline Analytics, next to it. A framed photo of his high school team, hoisting the championship trophy. On the wall behind him, a new championship banner, one with his real-time RPG analysis. Yusei stood by the window, looking out at the illuminated city skyline.
Every player below has a hidden stat. I just have the eyes to see it.
He turned back to his screen, where a live game awaited his final adjustment of the night.
One more assist. One more level up.
The bench warmer had become the master analyst. His RPG vision unlocked a future no one else could see, and under the glow of the city, he smiled. Knowing his real quest had just begun, the screen flickered, a soft ping echoing. A new hidden boss detected. Yusei leaned closer to the monitor, the red glitched HUD pulsing with unknown stats and a skull icon.
Another hidden boss. I wonder what cooldown he's hiding.
He reached for the keyboard, then paused, his hand hovering over the keys.
Not tonight. There's always another puzzle tomorrow.
He grabbed his jacket and walked out of the office, the door clicking shut behind him. The city stretched beneath a wash of neon and stars, the streets alive with the hum of night.
From bench warmer to analyst. Every step was worth it.
He blended into the crowd, just another commuter heading home, yet carrying a vision that could reshape the sport. The bench kid who found the hidden boss had become a living legend in the world of sports analytics. And somewhere in the quiet hum of the game, a new hidden boss waited, ready to be discovered.